The funniest thing that happened this season was everything that happened whenever we did Cops and Robbers.
We were playing Cops and Robbers, and a girl on the dance team really had to pee, so she didn't want to run back to the house and pee, so she went in between bushes up against somebody's house.
We were playing Cops and Robbers, and they couldn't find us for like 5 minutes, and half of us were lying in the grass face down.
The funniest thing that happened this season was when we were at a sleepover playing Cops and Robbers. Me and Josie were the cops, and Ashton left like 20 minutes before everybody else, and we changed the base and the time that she left, so she went to the wrong spot. And then she's like, "We won!" And then Josie ran and tagged her really hard, and she was like, "Nope, you lost."
Probably what Ashton did when we were playing Cops and Robbers, because she thought that she was at the right spot, but she wasn't.
Cops and Robbers, I was told the wrong location for the winning spot, and so I thought I won, but I really didn't. And so I was so confident that I won. It's like, we here, we win, and then I got tagged because it was the wrong spot.
We get really into this game called Cops and Robbers, and it's basically life or death for me. So I get really into it, and I was chasing Haley, and she didn't like see that it was me, and she thought it was some other person, and she got really scared, and she just kept yelling my name to see if it was me. And yeah, I don't know, I just think that was funny.
When we were playing Cops and Robbers, and I was in a group, except the cops came and they caught all of my friends, and I was left alone in the dark, and I didn't know where it was. So I stood up to look around, and I saw one person across the street just like standing there staring at me, and I couldn't see their face, and I thought it was like a stranger, and I thought I was about to die, because like I was like, "Josie," and they didn't say anything. They just started like full on sprinting towards me, so I literally like ran for my life, but it was just Josie, so it's okay.
When we were practicing after school, and it was for prop, and Mason was doing his tricks as usual, and he was doing a front walkover or something, and I said, "Mason, don't do it, you're gonna fall in the trash can," and he ended up falling into the trash can, and all the trash fell with him.
When we performed prop for the first time, and it was just a mess. And like, but for some reason, everybody thought it was supposed to be a mess, but it was like, it was really bad. But I mean, like, we still got through it. It was fun, but yeah.
I think it was funny how whenever someone couldn't make it to their spot in a dance, Amanda would threaten to go out there and do it herself. She's like, "If I can do it, you can do it. Do you want me to show you up?" And they'd all like, "No, no, no, no. I can do it."
The funniest thing that happened this season was probably James not ever being able to make it to his spot.
James not being able to make it to his spot in hip hop.
James couldn't get to his hip hop spot, and he was running, and he looked like Frozone and Incredibles, and then Amanda got down and showed him how to do it, and she was wearing like 4-inch heels. It was really funny.
I don't know, I guess when James couldn't get to his spot in hip hop, and then Amanda showed him up.
When James couldn't make his run to his spot in hip hop, yeah, that was really funny.
The funniest thing that happened this season was, I don't know why, but like at every competition before we'd go on and we're walking on to compete, I had like this weird walk on, and like it really stood out to everyone, even to people on the team, and it was always so awkward for me because I'm like, I can't walk normally.
Mine was during state, I got lifted in the lifts, and then accidentally, like, it was like a 3-8 counts, but then I was either gonna fall on my face or I had to grab someone, so I totally like groped Ashley's her face, and like suffocated her for like 2 8 counts. And then after, like, most people would be like, "Ty, like, you like almost killed me," but she ran off screaming, "Oh my gosh, I hit my turns, guys." So I was like, "Ashley, I suffocated you, but it's fine." So it was really funny.
We were at the dance clinic, and my dear friend Josie Kennedy was writing her solo, and it's called Slip, and just as the lyric said slip, she slipped and fell.
Josie was doing her solo, and right when it said slip, she actually slipped, and then this 5th grader made fun of her for the rest of the day.
Dance-wise, when Josie, like the first time I saw Josie do her solo, her song is called Slip, and she slipped. Right when it said slip, and it was so funny, I like cried.
We were running large, and Josie went to go do her aerial, and her glasses completely flew off her face, and she was just chasing around for them, and she couldn't find them.
Josie doing large and her glasses slipped, and she looked like that one character from Scooby-Doo trying to look for her glasses. I don't know her name, but she has glasses in this new TV show. Her name is Velma.
Okay, so my funniest thing that happened this season was probably, okay, it was actually last season, but we do this handstand thing lift in military, and Ashton, I hold her and she opens her legs and she goes up, but when she opened her legs, she just farted so loud right in my face, and we just like died laughing.
You have to wake up at like 5 o'clock to get to practice at 5:45, and it's just really tiring, but once you get there and get stuff done, it's not that bad.
Getting up early and like actually having the stamina to move around that early and function. Coming in at 5:45 in the morning, being so tired and sore, but you just have to keep your energy up and like try to lift other people's moods.
The hardest thing about dance team is stamina and being able to keep yourself going even when you're so tired.
Definitely like keeping up your stamina and being able to push through, even like, especially if there's like some negative energy and stuff like that, you always have to be positive.
The hardest thing about dance team is definitely keeping a positive attitude, even when you're having a bad day, even when you want to kill your teammates, but you have to remember that they're your friends and that you love them.
Having enough stamina and having to wake up at like 5 in the morning.
The hardest thing about dance team is like keeping a positive attitude and stamina.
The hardest thing about dance team is probably just like keeping your cool and just, I don't know, and like keeping up with like dancing, because like, I mean, it gets tiring just like moving around too, but also like trying to, I don't know, keep your cool with like the team and stuff.
The hardest thing about dance team is commitment. Like, you have to be 100% committed to the team, because if you're not committed, then like Amanda will get on your butt.
The hardest thing about dance team is like the time, having to be there all day or in the morning and after school and on Saturdays, and being like on competition day, being there all day, and the time.
The hardest thing about dance team is not having enough stamina. Balancing everything that you do around dance team, so finding time to like do work and do your homework and do family stuff and hang out with your friends. It's just a lot of balancing things, but the good thing about dance team is that a lot of it, like your social time and that kind of stuff, comes with dance team, but sometimes it's hard to balance.
The hardest thing about dance team is be at every practice, even though your mood is not like one of the best, you still have to be in a good mood for the team, because if you're not in a good mood, everyone in the team can feel it.
The hardest thing about dance team is how much time and effort it takes, because you're there mornings, you're there after school, you're there Saturdays, but it's all worth it.
How much like time and like hard work you have to put into it, like, cause like it's like an all year thing, and you have dance after school, you have in the morning, and then trying to find time for everything else, it's kind of hard, but it's worth it.
Probably the dedication, because you can't skip, you can't just not come to practice, you have to be there for everything.
The hardest thing about dance team is morning practice.
And stamina, and taking care of your body. I learned that this year.
The hardest thing about dance team is definitely having to say goodbye at the end of the season. It really hurts because you get so close with everyone.
The hardest thing about dance team is everything. It's so much stamina, and you have to have good attitude all the time.
The hardest thing about dance team is dance team. The whole thing is very hard, but it's worth it in the end.